Hello everyone, this is Jeffy Jebastin. Today we're going to be seeing the seventh experiment of database management system. It deals with triggers and cursors. So what are triggers and cursors? Trigger. A trigger is a PL/SQL block structure which is fired when a DML statement like insert, delete, update is executed on a database table. So these are basically the three events of triggers, which is insert, delete, and update. A trigger is triggered automatically when an associated DML statement is executed. So this is a trigger. The basic the syntax of a trigger is create or replace trigger name. Then we have before, after, instead of. Then the three events, namely insert or update or delete. For each row, for each column and condition, this is not mandatory, but can be given in case required. And we have the declarations here and the beginning statements here, which can consist of loops or various other statements. And then we end it. Now, going to our question. The first question is raise an just a minute. Yeah. Yeah. Raise an application error if the student tries to enroll the same course for more than one time. So create or replace trigger. My trigger name is T1. Before insert on enquiry. Enquiry is the table name for each row. Then I declare. So I'm carrying on the declarations right now. The code enquiry dot course code moduli type is going to give this variable's data type to this one, um, to code, that is. And then we begin. Select course code into code from inquiry where course code equals 10. If course code equals 10, then raise application error. Here basically what we try to tell them is if the same person is going to enroll for it again, then we have to raise an error. Then we end the statement. And as you can see, the trigger has been created. And when I try to insert my name, and as I've been already enrolled into it with 10, if I try to do it again, the first time I've done it here, when the second time I try to do it, it shows me an error, which is duplicate error. As you can see, it's the very same statement which I've given in the above question. And we have the trigger, which is automatically initiated. The second question is create a trigger to delete the record in the enrollment table. Corresponding row has to be removed from the inquiry. So basically we're supposed to create a trigger to delete the record in the enrollment table, and the corresponding row also has to be removed. So again, following the syntax, create or replace trigger T2, trigger name before delete on inquiry for each row. So here, because we have to delete it, we are using the event delete, which is for each row. Then I declare. I don't have any declarations here. Now this statement, if there are no declarations, can be omitted. Begin. If deleting, then the output I'm going to get is row is deleted and course code is shown. So I end the if statement, then I end the trigger itself. Now the trigger has been created. Now as you can see, delete from inquiry where inquiry number is 110000 and 3. The row is deleted, and below, as you can see, one row is deleted. Then we go to the next question. Create a trigger that will inform you to update the fees at the last day of the current year. The last day of the current year. So here we create another trigger, T6, before update on batch for each row. Declare, then begin. If updating, then we simply print the statement with the new course fees. The trigger is created, and when you execute the statement saying update batch set course fee equal to 6000 where course code equals 20, you can update only at the last day of the current year. So it can only be updated in the last day of the current year. Then moving on to cursors. What are cursors? Here, cursor is a temporary work area created in the system memory when an SQL statement is executed. So it is basically just a temporary work area. Cursors are not are preferred by clients to be used, but looking at it from a real point of view, it is not suggested by officials to be used. A cursor contains information on a select statement and the rows of data accessed by it. This temporary work area is used to store data retrieved from the database and manipulate this data. A cursor can hold more than one row, but it can only process one row at a time. So, and the one which we are processing is the active set. The syntax is simple. It's just a declaration. You declare and you give all the declarations, the begin and then all the statements, code, and then you end it. So now coming here. Yeah. So what is our course question? Create a cursor to display the average fees paid for each course. So I have to display the average fees. Now I declare CNT count number 9. Cursor C1 is select average course fee from batch group by course code. Then I begin. So I first open C1 in which the values of these are stored, and then I fetch C1 into CNT. Then I output saying that average is the value of CNT, and I close it. See, finally the average is displayed as 5,000, and the procedure successfully completed. Now, yes, my next question is create a cursor program which updates as follows. If enrollment is of 2 courses, given discount 2% from course fees of both courses. Now, here also I follow the same format, which is declare bcode enrollment. The type will be transferred to this one, and then cursor C2 is select batch code into bcode from enrollment where roll number is equal to so this number is given. So I'm going to, so it is exactly going to do the same thing, and I begin, which is open C2, then loop update batch set course fee is 0.2%. Since it is 2%, we use 0.2 into course fees where batch code equals B code. Then I fetch C2 into B code, exit when C2% modulus not found. When nothing is found, it exists it exits automatically. Then I print out the statement stating that table is modified, printing the value of B code, and the loop is end, and we close C2. Now, as you can see, table is modified, and as you can see, 101, 102, 103 have been modified. Before this cursor was begin, we saw this. These are the values, and after, the values have changed to this. With this, we complete our 7th experiment of DBMS. Thank you.